almost the same sort of thing. Like, although they knew we knew Lamar, it's about the personnel and the talent that he has to say, all right, can we actually do it? And that's what I think it'll boil down to with this game, where you can't out-scheme people forever in the NFL. Sooner or later, talent is going to catch up to you.
So you're saying, Mark, it'll come down to execution with you here every week in the NFL. Steve, meanwhile, the Ravens, they came back to beat the Bengals last week. Of course, they've had those two late-game collapse so far this season. What did you see then in their ability to close the door against Cincinnati last week?
Yeah, I don't think we can understand what that means, and this could be the game that kind of puts that over the top, because the Ravens had blown two big games, and they come back and they win a close one against a division foe. They execute perfectly in the final minutes of a game. I think that's something, as we know, the Ravens are going to be good, but this will help them maybe close some of the flaws that they had. And the fact now that players believe, okay, we're still in this to the very end, one, because we have Justin Tucker, but two, we're not going to make the mistakes in the secondary or communication or whatever that cost us those two games. We're good now. That's going to help them in a game like this, because this is going to be a tough game, especially on the front lines. And again, if this defense, as you said, Mark, if they don't let the receivers get going, which I think the Ravens secondary has an advantage going in on paper, if they can slow down Saquon, they could force some takeaways here.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we know how prolific, Marcus Peters is with the takeaways and that defense. And I think that's got to be the formula where, for whatever reason, last week with Green Bay, they just sat back and let the Giants just run wide open. Well, we know the Ravens don't play that way, and they've got the corners with Humphrey and Peters to just smother them. Hey, let's put everybody in the box, and let's see if you can beat us like that. But I think the formula for the Raiders, and you mentioned Justin Tucker, where hopefully that Harbaugh has learned, hey, let's just take the points when we can get it. We just keep it close. We know we just have to get to a certain range, and we're going to win the game. We don't have to be, play the analytics and just be overly aggressive all the time. Just play smart football and make smart decisions and take points, because you always have that X factor at the end of the game with Justin Tucker that more than likely you're going to win if you put the ball in his hands.
And Mark, real quick, we talked about Wink Martindale knowing the Ravens personnel. Do you think he'll be the first defensive coordinator this season to realize that Mark Andrews is number 89?
Seemingly unstoppable, Lamar Jackson's favorite target. Lamar has fooled the last couple games. Of course, went off for that blistering start the first 3 games. The last 2, just 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So you know Lamar is going to be trying to get it going against that Giants defense. Mark, Steve, thank you very much. Meanwhile, speaking of that Giants defense and Wink Martindale, he had that team rolling in London against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Here's Brian Baldinger to break down the secret to their success.
The Giants defense shut out Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense in the second half in London a week ago. And they defended the deep pass as well as you possibly can. And it was a variety of ways. It was a variety of players. Like right here, this is a 2-man route. We call it a speedo route. And Romeo Dobbs is going to be double teamed down the post right here. They got single coverage across the field. They got the back covered out of the backfield. But they don't break down on the back end of the defense, even though they do a lot to get after the quarterback. Excellent coverage right there, stopping the deep ball. And then you see Fabian Moreau. Like Fabian Moreau right here on the spray fade by Alan Lazard is in perfect position to defend this ball. They're trying to give him all kinds of grass and field to work with right here. Aaron Rodgers wants to lay it up there. They can't get a completion right there. Excellent positioning right here. And then you see Nick McLeod right here in the middle. All right, quarterback on this crossing route by Randall Cobb. He's in perfect position. He's got no help. It's mano a mano right here. McLeod gets his left hand out there in front of the pass, defends the pass right there. And then you see Moreau on the outside. I mean, Lazard, they're trying to get the ball down the field for big chunk plays. They couldn't do it. I mean, the Giants were up to the task. Fabian Moreau right here, main turn to Lazard. Lazard's got a big height advantage on Moreau, but he's in good position right in his hip pocket and defends the pass. Like, you can't play man coverage any better than some of these Giants defenders did in the second half against the Packers. And ultimately, it came down to the last 6 yards. And right here, 4th and 6. And Wink Martindale, the defense coordinator, back splits. He brings a playing blitz 0 man-to-man right here. And Xavier McKinney coming off the edge, the free hitter, gets right in the pass lane, hands up, and bats the ball down. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers went home losers because the Giants defense